Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Karuna teaching the course Computer Architecture and Organization. Fourth unit contains the following topics. Data transfer takes place through three kinds of modes. Those are programmed controlled I/O, interrupt mode and DMA mode. So that's what here mentioned. This is program controlled I/O mode and interrupt mode and DMA mode. Okay. So next we will discuss about difference between synchronous and asynchronous data buses are used to transfer the data and some interfacing circuits. We already discussed about I/O, basic in and out operations. Okay, so in this topic we will discuss about keyboard and display device interfacing with processor. Next, some standard interface devices we will discuss. Those are peripheral component interconnect bus, PCI bus and USB, that is universal serial bus. Okay, in this video we will concentrate on accessing of I/O devices. So this is the basic structure of the processor, okay, in which these are the blocks existed. Here ALU unit, control unit and cache memory, some registers, program counter. Okay, so this are all comes under central processing unit and then memory system and in and out system, or we can say input output devices. Okay, so this is a program memory contains instruction sets. Okay, so this is the structure of the processor. Okay, so in this structure we will concentrate on the connection between I/O devices and central processing unit. Okay, so accessing of I/O devices. In this topic we will discuss how in and out devices will be accessed by the processor. Okay, so here in this case bus I/O device 1, I/O device 2 and so on, I/O device N. Okay, and processor memory. Okay, this is we can say single bus structure. So here all these devices are connected to the processor with the help of bus. Okay, so bus nothing but group of wires which are used to carry some information. Bus contains the three different groups of lines. Okay, address lines, data lines, control lines. Group of address lines known as address bus, group of data lines known as data bus, group of control lines known as control bus. Okay, so this bus consists three kinds of bus which are used to transfer the information between I/O devices and processor memory. Okay, now the bus enables all the devices connected to it to exchange information, and also this we have discussed about the bus consists three lines, three groups of lines, carry address, data as well as control signals. Each I/O device, here I/O device 1, 2, 3, likewise I/O devices are there. Okay, so each I/O device is assigned with some address. Okay, or we can say assigned with some unique address. Okay, let us see. Before going to discuss about the data transfers between I/O devices and processor, we should know the topics about memory mapped I/O and isolated I/O. Okay, this topic already we have discussed in case of basic in and out operations. Okay, so here memory mapped I/O, same space is used for memory and I/O addresses. Here different spaces used as memory and I/O addresses. That's what in this case same space is used for memory as well as I/O addresses. That's what here same address bus is used for accessing memory and IO devices. And also here only there is no special commands for IO. That's what here only we use read and write signal. Okay, so in this case separate spaces are used for memory and IO addresses. Okay, so that's what here separate address lines are used to address memory and IO devices. Okay, so that's what here some special commands are required, either memory read or memory write it, or we can say IO read, IO write. Okay, that's what it needs, IO or memory select lines, separate selection lines. Okay, so special commands are required. That is the difference between memory mapped and isolated IO. So in this memory mapped IO, we use some instructions. Move data in, comma R1. Move R1, comma data out. We have discussed about these two instructions in previous video. Data in register is available in the keyboard. Data out register is available in the display device. Okay, move instruction performs the transfer operation between data in and R1 register. This is the processor register. Okay, transfers the data from data into R1. So this instruction transfers R1 to data out register. So this is source, this is destination. Okay, so these two kinds of instructions are used to transfer the data between IO devices and processor in case of memory mapped IO device. Okay, and some other computers use this isolated IO memory. In this case, in and out instructions are used. Okay, so most of the computers used memory mapped IO. Let us see single bus structure in detail. Okay, so here this is the input device. Here we are concentrating on input device, or we can use output device also. In this example we are using input device. Okay, so this is the bus. There is a circuit required to connect input device and bus known as IO interface circuit, which consists address decoder, control circuits, data, status and control registers. Okay, so already you know about data register. So if you take input device, data register may be a data in register. In case of output device, data register is data out register. Okay, so status register we have already discussed in previous class. Okay, so status register contains the bits S in and S out. That means status in bit and status out bit. Okay, so and control registers, we will see later about all these registers. Okay, now here control signal circuit is used to generate the control signals required to perform the read operation. Okay, so if you connect output device, in that case we use write operation. Okay, so in this case we use read operation. Okay, so now here each and every input device or output device is assigned with some unique address. Okay, so whenever processor places that address on the bus, okay, address bus, okay, then according to that address, okay, address decoder selects the required input device corresponding to that address. Likewise, this interfacing IO interfacing circuit is used to coordinate the operations or activities between input device and bus. Okay, I told you bus consists address lines, data lines, control lines. The data transfers takes place between input output devices and processor through three kinds of modes. Those are programmed controlled IO, interrupt mode and direct memory access. In this video we will concentrate on programmed controlled IO. Okay, so I told you these are the registers present in the input device and output devices. This is data in register, this is data out register, Data in register is used to store the data whenever key is pressed. Data out register is used to store the data whenever printer or display device is ready to display the characters. Okay, now status register. Okay, this register contains SIN, SOUT, KIRQ, DIRQ. Okay, you know already SIN, status in, status out, KIRQ, keyboard interrupt request signal, DIRQ, display interrupt request signal. Okay, so these two kind of signals are used in conjunction with the interrupt signals. Okay, now control signal. Okay, so in this case DEN, KEN. Okay, nothing but KEN, keyboard enable, display enable. Those two signals are used to enable the keyboard or display device, or used to activate keyboard or display device. So these are the registers used in keyboard as well as display device. These bits are known as flag bits or status bits available in the status register. So in this we concentrated on data register and status register and control register. So this control register having the control bits, those are DEN and KEN. Let us see one example. Program that reads one line from the keyboard, stores it in memory buffer and echoes it back to the display device. We already discussed about this displaying of line of characters in case of basic in and out operations. In this topic also we will discuss about the printing of line of characters, okay, with the help of keyboard and display device. In this case, you know already about this program. Anyway, again we will discuss about this program. Okay, so here move line comma R0. Before this program some initialize commands are there. Okay, line is assigned to some 2000 address. Okay, so whenever you use hash line, then 2000 address will be transferred to register R0. Okay, so here R0 is used to save the address of the characters, okay, are to be displayed on the display device. Okay, so we are going to read the data from the keyboard and transfer those line of characters to the memory locations. After that those characters will be displayed on the display device. Okay, so here R0 having 2000 address. At 2000 address we have to load all the displaying characters. Okay, so initially we know test bit. Okay, so here 0 and 1. Status register contains SIN and SOUT. See here status register. Okay, so this register contains the status bits SIN and SOUT 1. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, likewise 7. Okay, so here SIN status is available at 0th bit. SOUT status bit is available at 1 bit. Okay, remember that point. SIN, SOUT. Okay, 0, 1. Okay, status, test the bit of SIN. Okay, status bit of SIN with 0. So whenever key is pressed, that corresponding character code will be loaded into data in register, then immediately SIN will be set to 1. Okay, so processor needs to monitor that status bit continuously. Whenever SIN is equal to 1, then processor collects the data from data in register. Okay, so for that purpose processor needs to check the status bit whether character is available in the data in register or not. To check that operation we use some set of instructions. Okay, so here status bit is checked with 0th bit of SN. If that status bit is equal to 0, okay, then processor enters into waiting mode. Okay, so that's what here test bit instruction is used to test whether this 0th bit is 0 or not. Okay, if it is 0, then enters into waiting mode. That means there is no data available in the data in register. Okay, otherwise that means that SN bit is equal to 1. Execute the next instruction, that is move data in comma R1. Okay, so whatever the data is available in the data in register, that will be transferred to the processor register R1. So read operation is over. Okay, so next, whatever the data is read from the keyboard, that is to be transferred to the display device for displaying purpose. Okay, so for that purpose processor needs to check SOUT bit. Okay, so if SOUT is equal to 1, then display device is ready to display the character. Otherwise SOUT is equal to 0, then display device is not ready to display the character. Okay, so that's what here processor check with first bit, SOUT bit. Read the status bit. Okay, if that bit is equal to 0, that bit will be compared with the first bit of the status register. Then if that status out bit is equal to 0, then that means display device is not ready to display the character. That's what processor enters into waiting mode. Okay, wait for display. Okay, here wait for keyboard. Otherwise execute the next instruction, that is move instruction. Okay, transfer the data whatever processor contains. Processor means processor register contains the data, that will be sent to the data out register. Okay, likewise read and write operations are performed. Okay, here R0 is specified in auto increment mode. First character is read. For example, this is R0. Okay, having 2000 address. R0 is having 2000 address. Okay, this is 2000 location. Okay, so now increment R0 means R0 will be incremented by 1. Okay, that means 2001. Whatever the data is available in R1, that will be compared with the 0D, because string must be terminated with hash D. Okay, so if the character is 0D or not, suppose Vignan. Okay, so string must be terminated with some $OD ASCII character. Okay, so first character V, I, G, last character is $OD. Okay, so if the last character is $D, then it will stop the read operation. Now here compare whatever the data present in R1 with the 0D. Okay, if those two are not same, okay, V is not equal to $OD, then jump to wait K to read another character. Okay, so if it is equal to hash $OD, okay, then execute the next instruction, that is move hash $OA data out. Okay, that ASCII character will be transferred to data out. That means processor sends the line feed character. For example, if the character reaches to last character, then first line is over. Okay, then it has to enter into next line. See, first character, second character, third character, fourth, and we'll have to move to the next line. Okay, so this instruction is used to move the cursor to the next line to start the printing of the next line characters. After getting all the elements in memory location Vignan, then these are to be displayed on the display device. Okay, so for that display purpose, call process. So the display program resides at some specified address, that is process. So call subroutine to process the input line, to process the displaying of line of characters. Okay, likewise all the elements are read and check whether character is reached to $OD or not. If not, processor again read the another character and placed on this memory location. Every time processor check whether last character is reached to 0D or not. If not, again read the another character. If that is matched to $OD, then transfer this hash $OA, okay, $OA to the data out register for transferring the cursor to the next line. Okay, then whatever the element present in the memory location pointed by R0. So 2000. Now all elements are stored in successive memory locations. Those are to be displayed on the display device. For that processor, call process is used. Okay, then processor jump to the specified location for printing the line of characters on the display device. Okay. Let us summarize the topic. Till now we have seen the data transfer takes place between the input device and the processor with the help of some interface circuit. In interface circuit we have control circuit and data register, status register and control register and also address decoder. Each input device, output devices are assigned with some unique address. Those devices are recognized with the help of address sent by the processor. Now all the activities are coordinated with the help of that interfacing circuit provided between the input device and processor. And also we have seen displaying of line of characters on the display device, that comes under programmed controlled IO. So already we have discussed about this topic in previous videos, basic in and out operation concept. In this case, what is the drawback is, while performing read and write operation, processor always enters into waiting mode. That may affect on the performance of the system. So to improve that performance of the system, we can go for another method called interrupt mode or DMA mode. Those techniques are used to perform high-speed data transfer operations between input-output devices and processor. Let us move on to the questionnaire slide. What are the peripheral devices? What are the status bits of the status register? And what are the IO techniques? All of you answer all these questions and put it in comment box. Thank you. We will meet in next video.